Okay, so let me update my overlay. With the lid down. Get this out of here. I'm going to do something real quick. Let the exposure update overlay. Okay, so I was talking about that wood that my dad planed out for me earlier. And the reason he made these samples is so that I could experiment with inlay, because he likes to do inlay, but he does all of his stuff by hand. And he got me a variety of leather of different things. So what I'm going to do is take a piece of this and a piece of that and just try and inlay. I've never, well, I won't say I never. I have tried it before. These are roughly the same thickness. I'm going to use that one because it's a little thinner. That way my focus will be down just a hair. So update overlay. I've got to keep the lid down, folks, so I can see what I'm doing. Update overlay. I'm still fighting a thing with my bed size, because in the preview, in the camera control, you can see the entire workspace, but in my grid you can't, and I'm working that out. So, am I on? Yeah. Okay. I know I always forget to mic up. So, let's update the overlay. That's good. And I'm going to move the head over near it where I can get some focus. Whoa. About like that. I moved it a little, but it doesn't matter. So I'm going to wait for the exposure to catch up again and update the overlay again. Now, just because I didn't think of anything beforehand, I am going to go find something like, I don't know, snowflakes. Let's see what that is. Okay, we got us some snowflakes here. Let me maximize. So let's just do one snowflake that's not too terribly, let me ungroup them. So let's do that one and get rid of these other ones. And then let me group that again. So then we can get it a little smaller so it'll fit on there. Let me see what size that is. Yeah, that ought to be about right. So let's check my cut settings. Again, I don't have this in the library. I'm gonna put the speed at, say, 10, and we'll go 100% on power. Turn the chiller on. I gotta put me some indicator lights up here for mics and chillers and stuff. But I'm at 22.5 C, so it should just take a moment. And it's showing one pass. I'm gonna put that speed, now I'm gonna keep it where it was. I'm gonna keep it at 10. And let's frame it, make sure that we're on there, and we are. I'd really like for my chiller to kick on for a minute. It usually just takes a second. I think it just kicked in. I just want to watch it drop a degree. It usually only takes it a minute or two. If you can find a 10th horsepower aquarium chiller, I heard it kick in, compressor's on, at a yard sale or Craigslist, something like that, get one. Greatest thing ever. This whole thing's portable. I'll go over Odin in more detail later. Where this camera's mounted, it's also a telescopic pole where you can raise your exhaust up almost 8 feet above everybody's head. So if you're out at an outdoor festival or something like that, then you can be able to do that. So I feel confident. My temp is dropping a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and start it. Oh, shoot. Some air would help. And let's stop. And do y'all see what I did? Let's look at the preview. What does that look like to you? Fill. I need line, dummy. So let's make it a line. Always use your preview, folks. That's what I just learned. So that's what we'll end up with right there. Much better. So now I've kind of screwed that up. So I'm going to put the lightburn camera back down, home it, go back to the camera control, update the overlay. Now I can see where my blemish is, and I'm just going to take this sucker and move it over a little bit where it's not in that spot anymore. And it looked like, I know I was rastering, but it looked like that was pretty hot. So I think I'm going to speed it up to at least 15. I'm probably running way hot. Pull it down to 90 because that's softwood. This other stuff's hardwood. I may have to come up with it. Let's do 20 and 90. I'm just experimenting. And then when I get the settings right, after I get my dad to identify what all these pieces of wood are, let me frame it to make sure we're good. And I got my air on this time. That's great. See, it's good to do that. Make you a checklist, folks. Let's start. Now my idea is to do the inlays mirrored, because usually the bottom side has a lot less chawing on it and it's really smooth and it's really fine. And I'm hoping that with this focus and the kerf, without having to do an offset, that stuff will fit right in. And it looks like I overestimated my power because it didn't cut. So I'm going to go back and make my speed 15 or maybe 10. And let's do one more pass. Now we're getting somewhere. Thing is, little pieces like that, you don't want to char the edges because you've got to use these pieces. I probably just destroyed those triangles. They're probably not worth using. I don't know, we'll see. Being the second burn, I don't know if that's going to come out great. I'm definitely cutting through it this time. It's not actually looking that bad. Probably speed up a little. Of course, this is the second pass. I think I'm about right for that other stuff. It cuts like butter. Whatever this is, cuts like butter. And I've got some mess ups on the back side, so I'm going to put this side actually up so the good pieces will be down. So let's send it back home. And I'm going to keep, yeah, the little tiny pieces, it just burns them up. But that's not bad. So now we're going to put this piece in. And I wish I had a different piece. Like this. That'll be closer. And I want to be mirrored, so I really don't care what's on top. It'll be good for effect. So I'll go back to my camera control, update the overlay, And I may be able to even get that in a section where it's pretty much okay. Like right in there. Now tell me that's not cool with the camera. Yeah, that's cool with the camera. So let's fire it up and go. I'll go ahead and open this. My extrication, my exhaust isn't as good. Yeah, that's cutting great. My tube temp's 21. It's just a little off. I got a little too close to the edge, but this is going to do exactly what I wanted to see. Exactly. If this turns out how I think it is, I think we'll be in good shape. And I guess I did solve my comm issue moving away from there. I've talked about that a few times, but I think I'm getting spurious emissions from the high current, high voltage side of the tube. Okay, so let's home it, because it's doing great. And that is perfect. There's a split. So let me see if I can. I didn't quite get through that. Not quite. But I want to see. Oh, would you looky there? Would you looky there? Let me find a piece of white paper so you have some good contrast. I just knocked my camera out of whack, didn't I? The thickness is a little bit off, but check that out. With it flush, turn this air off. With that flush, let me zoom in on that if I can. Man, first try. First try, folks. Okay. All right. I know at least one person who'll be very happy to see that. That's what this lightburn camera can do for you and your cohesion board. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I know about, oh, well, lightburn costs money and the cohesion laser board is 3 times more than something else. You put them in, might have to work out a few bugs, but it works. And then once it starts working, it works. And the camera, I'll go on about that camera forever. It's great. Anyway, there it is. My first try at Inlay. My dad will be happy about this. Until next time. Oh, speaking of that, I don't remember the link. I think it's pastimesantiquestn.com. You ought to go check it out. See some of his woodworking, real woodworking. I'll post a link to it in the video description. Anyway, till next time, Tech Bravo's out.